and welcome to the 15th episode of the Behind the Fleet podcast. Oh goodness. With your host, it's just Miss Wells. Been doing this 15 times now and I still get tongue tied. But what I do know is that you all can follow me on Instagram at It's Just Miss Wells. And if you are still on Facebook, you can follow me on Facebook at Latoya Wells. And tonight I've got a very special guest here with me by the name of DJ Money P. Introduce yourself and tell these people where they can find you and follow you at.
Absolutely. I'm DJ P Money. I am the general manager of the Fleet DJs. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ P Money NYC. And if you're still on Twitter or X, you can follow me there at DJ P Money Fleet DJ.
There you
Good to be here with you, Miss Wells.
It's my pleasure, my honor. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to come on the show and grace this platform with your presence because you are such a critical part of the Fleet organization. Again, I told you before we started this recording, like this is a space that's created so people can understand who are the muscles and the energy behind this organization that keeps them moving. So we're going to walk up to who you are now. But first, we're going to start with how this whole thing started for you. Like, when did you fall in love with the music or when was you first exposed to it?
I was first exposed to music. I was 3 years old. My godfather was he was in the Navy and he was in Vietnam. He came home from Vietnam after his third tour. And music is kind of what kept his sanity when he was there.
Okay.
So when he came home, me and my family went to go see him. And the first thing he did was put his headphones on me. And headphones have never left since then. Never left. I started DJing when I was 13.
Okay.
And I am now 55.
Wow.
So that gives you a little insight of how long I've been doing this.
We need to put expert in front of your name. Master. The all know it all. If you want a DJ, P Money is the man you got to talk to that's going to be able to school you on what this DJ and stuff is about. Yeah. Around that time, around 13, talk a little bit about the music that was out then.
Wow. It was, hip hop was fun. Hip hop was pretty much, hip hop had really only been in existence for like maybe 3 years. But all the music back then was fun. It was all about just having fun, being around people, dancing, having fun. And I went to a block party and I saw a DJ and he was doing his thing. He was doing all types of tricks and scratching and cutting and everything. So that's what I want to do. So I went home and I had 2 phonographs. I didn't even have turntables. I had 2 phonographs. And I started trying to figure this out and what I was going to do and how to make this work. When my father finally realized that I was really interested in it, he went out, he bought me a set of turntables. I had to earn them. I had chores and I had odd jobs that I had to do. I had to earn them. But I got my first set of turntables just before my 14th birthday. And it's just been heaven. When I start playing music, it's like therapy for me.
Yes.
Even back then, I would get into my own little world, my own zone, and I just go someplace else. Once I start playing music, I'm off to the races.
So I think that's a good segue into, like, at the age of 13, when you were doing DJing, what were some of the gigs that you were able to do at that time that really helped you continue to expand on your experience?
My first gig was a backyard party.
Okay.
And it was for adults, actually. Okay. It was an adult party. And they wanted to give me my first break. And I'll never forget it. Miss Wells. So you know when you a youngster like that, you around a bunch of adults partying, you see some things that you shouldn't be seeing.
This is true. This is true.
So you know it kind of got me going at an early age. But that was my first gig, and after that, I started doing here in New York. Back then, block parties were big.
Okay.
So I would get on. You know, DJs would have their system set up, and they would invite me to get on. So I
Okay.
would get on and rock the crowd for a little bit until one of them, his name is DJ Reggie G from Brooklyn. God rest his soul. He said, I want you to do this block party with me. I was 14. I said, all right, I'm with you. Let's do it. I was nervous as all get out. Nervous. I was nervous because people were standing in front of the DJ setup and they were just, all eyes were on me. I was just hoping and praying that I wasn't going to mess up.
I don't
Hoping
think I would have the courage to do it at 14. Like, but that's mind blowing that from the beginning you had the opportunity to come into this in a big way and see it from all different kinds of angles. So you know how to rock a big crowd, a small crowd, yourself. You know how to switch it up and do different genres and just really know how
Absolutely.
to connect with the people.
Absolutely. It was a great experience. I wouldn't change nothing. You know how some people say if they could go back in time and change something, I wouldn't change nothing.
Now that speaks volumes to the quality
Nothing.
of life that you've had.
I wouldn't change anything because I feel like if I go back and I change anything from back then, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
That's fair. That's fair. I would
And
agree.
I look in the mirror every day. I love that dude. I'm good. I'm good.
So then let's talk about the progression of the journey for you. Since you started so early and you've watched this go from turntables to digital and really just being a completely different industry than it was when you first came out. Like, what was that experience like watching this thing just transform in front of your eyes?
To be honest with you, I hated it. I
Uh,
couldn't see. I couldn't see how you incorporate a computer with music. I just couldn't fit those pieces of that puzzle together. Me personally, I didn't go digital until 2011, and
wow.
half the industry was already they were well into being digital by then. But I still to this day down in my basement, I still have 14 crates of vinyl. I'm not getting rid of it.
You know what? I had DJ Baby G on this show, and he told me he had 7,000 vinyls, if I'm not mistaken. So in your crate of 14, like how many vinyls is that roughly?
7,137 pieces.
Look at this. This is so crazy. So the question that I asked him was, out of all of that music, what are your top three records that you still have on vinyl right now?
Top three. Wow, that's big. Um, First one would be "Searching" by Roy Ayers. That
Okay.
whole this whole album, it was called the Ubiquity album. Um, MC Light's first album
Okay.
and Run DMC's first album.
Okay, you got some goodies in there. You got some
Absolutely,
goodies.
absolutely.
Okay, so when you think about digging in crates when you're out searching for music, how it's been a journey to collect all 7,000 over 7,000 pieces. Talk about how it's become easier on the digital front to be able to still service your clients without having to have so many different things to kind of take around with you, filter through, and things like that.
And that's a great question because I can remember going into a party back then and I'd have no less than 10 crates with me
Sheesh.
because you got to satisfy everybody. So I would carry 10 crates of records along with all that other equipment.
That's a lot.
And what I started doing when I was about 2 years after I went digital, I bought a USB turntable. So I didn't have to go searching for music. I just took my vinyl and started ripping my vinyl into MP3s. So I had the cheat code. I had the cheat code.
Yeah, you did. I think you might be the first DJ that I've talked to that was like, "No, we're gonna work smart, not hard." So I love that. So you didn't have to lose anything that you had already gained on the vinyl side. You
Mm-mm.
found a way to be able to bring that stuff with you in a compact manner and add on to it as you continue to build onto that collection. Okay.
Yep.
I
And I've even when ripping the vinyl, I kept all of the snap, crackle, and pop in the record. Or I
uh,
kept all of that. So even when I play it now, people are amazed that you can still hear all of that. They think I'm actually playing vinyl.
and that is the one thing that I learned in my last episode because I have turned myself an advocate for the DJ. And in these conversations, I am learning about this craft and how unique it is to be able to be a DJ and know all these songs, know how to put them together when it's appropriate time to play them. Like it's a um strategic profession. I think that's the best way
Mm-hmm.
to say it. It's a very strategic thing that you got to do to put that together.
Absolutely. And it's just like anything else. You still got to study. You still got homework to do. Especially before a gig, depending on how big your gig is. You really want to make sure that you have everything situated.
Yeah,
So you
indeed.
have to sit down, especially being digital. You got to sit down. You got to either build a crate or make sure you if you use Serato, some DJs use Serato. They make smart crates, so you
Okay.
can take all the songs that you want, like take a whole playlist and put it into a smart crate. So now you have all of those songs right there, readily available.
Oh, okay. I hope whoever's listening to this that didn't know that's a gem for you that you better jot down to make yourself even better when you're out there rocking a crowd.
Right. That's right.
So when did you meet Fleet?
I met Fleet in 2007.
Okay.
Um,
To the,
there's a DJ by the name of Tommy Guns. He's still part of Fleet. He
okay.
was working for Def Jam Records at the time,
Okay.
and I was DJing one of their album listening parties. And he came up to me while I was DJing. We just started talking, created a little rapport, and that conversation carried over outside the party. And he just kept talking to me, like picking my brain. And he finally said, "Yo, you want to be a Fleet DJ?" I said, "What's Fleet? I don't know what Fleet is. What's Fleet?" So he explained it to me. And to learn that that Classic was just starting Fleet at that time, because Fleet had only started in 2001.
Okay. I have not had the honor to bring Classic onto this platform. So I've been having these conversations, building up all these arsenals of information. So when I do get him on here, I can bring it all together. But
That's
give me your insight, Peabody.
Yeah, so Classic started in 2001. I came in when I finally decided to join Fleet. It was 2008,
Okay.
and there were maybe 70 of us, maybe.
Gosh.
Yeah,
With,
maybe 70
with
of us.
the evolution of the Fleet
And
DJ.
for communication, like we use Telegram now.
Yeah.
Back then we used AOL Instant Messenger.
Cut it out.
We were using AOL Instant Messenger. So for you to get to know another DJ, you actually had to pick up the phone and call somebody. There was
Yeah.
no texting, nothing. None of that was going on.
That just that reminds me, or it makes me think about how innovative Classic truly is as a business owner. If way back then he was still using all of these tools and resources to bridge that gap of distance to bring people together for the love of music,
Yep.
like that speaks volumes to where his mind frame is even now when we've got all of these other things that are out here at our fingertips to be able to utilize.
People don't understand how truly innovative Classic is. When he was starting Fleet didn't start as DJs.
Really?
Fleet started as 8 artists, and it was called Compass Fleet.
Ah,
He was the producer, and he had 8 artists in his camp. And you know how artists get when artists get the big head and the egos start falling into play. And he just said, "No, I'm not dealing with this." Because Classic was that person back in the day here up here in the north anyway, in the tri-state area in New York. The only way you were getting heard by any of these record labels is you had to beat that pavement. So Classic would come across the bridge from Jersey into New York, and he would start knocking down every door that he had any address for. He was knocking on their door.
I love it.
He built a lot of relationships. Classic knows some people that would just blow your mind.
Every time he has me record a podcast for him, I leave saying, "How does Classic know these people?" Like, so I could only imagine who's in his Rolodex or
Yeah.
black phone.
Some of the people that he knows is just incredible. And Classic was born into this. His father was part of the Zulu Nation.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Classic was born into this music piece. And to see, like when I first came in Fleet in 2008 to where we are now, it is just incredible. Just incredible.
So talk a little bit about what you're doing up in New York with Fleet right now so people understand what the division is doing.
Well, New York is actually in a rebuilding stage right now.
Okay.
We have a lot of people here in New York that are old members, have been around for a while. And this when you're dealing with even when you're dealing with elderly people, they're stuck in their own ways.
Yeah.
They don't want to conform to change. So, sometimes you just got to bring that fresh blood in to kind of shake the ground a little bit. And that's what we're doing right now. We just combined with Massachusetts, and we did a DJ cafe this past Saturday.
Okay.
And that was an incredible time. We had it was New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. All 5 states played together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's amazing. So
Incredible.
if there's an artist, another producer, someone like that's interested about the music and entertainment industry, how do they get in contact with that part of Fleet if they want to do business with you all on an event?
They would just have to. I mean, anybody can reach out to me. I gave you my Instagram before at DJP Money NYC. You can reach out to me, send me a DM. I can connect the dots for them and make it happen. Fleet has a team of producers, and I'm gonna tell you, I haven't heard anything that is subpar yet from any of these producers. So yeah, it's kind of like a no brainer, especially if you know artists or if there are any artists that's listening to this right now. If you need that help and you need some work, definitely tap in. Hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. I'll get you to who you need to talk to so we can make it happen without question.
I am not even an artist, but I came in on one of the conference calls just to listen to some of the some of the beats that the producers have put together. And I couldn't even cook. I'm trying to cook for the kids, and I'm so hyped off of the beats. And you guys are like oh, this is the garbage pile. And I'm like, if this is the bad pile, not good pile. I don't know what I could imagine is going to come out of the arsenal of the goodness that you guys got put away that you or that you're still cooking up and creating. So if you are an artist out here, you're looking for a new sound, you want a new team to be able to work with. Again, we've got a talented group of producers within inside of Fleet that DJ P Money said contact them. He'll get you in contact with him and you guys can work.
Absolutely. We had an artist. I actually met this artist at our 10th annual conference. First year
Okay.
we were in Jacksonville. His name is Wavy Jones. He's from New York. Does a lot in Philly, but he lives in North Carolina. And we were just politicking, talking, trying to see if the chemistry was there, and I really wasn't sure. But he kept his persistence. He would text me every day. He would send me a DM on IG every day. I just really wasn't looking to work with him because when I produce music, instead of sitting down with a therapist and sitting going through therapy, music is my therapy.
Yeah.
When something's beating me up in the head, I'm feeling a certain way, I open my computer and I just go to work.
Yeah.
And all of those emotions and everything pours out into the music. He did a freestyle over a Wu-Tang beat over Ice Cream, and he ended it with, "Yo, P Money, where's those beats at?" And he blasted this freestyle over every social media outlet.
I love it.
So I took it as him calling me out. So I sent him one track. Within 48 hours, he had a finished product back to me. So I was working on a project, and he got tired of waiting for it to get done. He was like, "P, let's just put a project out. Just put just an EP. Just tease everybody right now." I said, "I don't know, bro." He was like, "Come on, man. Your music, my lyrics. It's a match made in heaven. Let's just do this." I said, "All right." I sent him a couple other beats. He knocked them out. We have an EP out right now called Be Inspired.
Be inspired. Say this artist name one more time.
Wavy Jones. On
Wavy.
IG, yeah, Wavy. On IG, he is I am Wavy Jones. IAMWAVYYJONEZ.
There we go.
Jones.
I'm gonna tap in. I've got to hear it. I've got to make sure that I get some of this goodness on repeat in my playlist because I know it's fire. I've already grabbed a couple of beats from you myself to bring the rest of this show together with my intro. So I can only imagine
It's
what.
an inspirational album. He's Wavy has a story in his own. Him and his family. It wasn't just him. Him and his family bounced around from shelter to shelter
Wow.
for quite a long time. His mother finally started getting herself on her feet, and she felt moving the family down south would be a better look for them. So they moved to North Carolina. But he never stopped coming back to New York. He actually comes back to New York to visit the places that he went through, the shelters and everything that he went through. He
Wow.
goes to the shelters and he gives back to those same shelters.
I love that. I love that.
In fact, I guarantee that you even know who he is.
His name, when you said his name, it sounds so familiar. So I gotta go see a picture because
We've had him on a couple of Fleet calls.
Okay.
Do you watch this show on ABC called The Good Doctor?
I do.
He's a doctor in season 7 of The Good Doctor.
Cut it out.
He also played in Unsolved Mysteries, Unsolved Murders. There was a documentary about the Biggie and Tupac killings. He played Biggie.
I remember this guy. I do. I know exactly who you're talking about. I remember you. Yes. So once I listened to it, I'm gonna ping you and I'm gonna let you know which one is my favorite track off that
Okay.
EP.
Okay. All right. It's 4 songs on the project. It's only
Okay.
4, but it's if you really sit and listen to what he's saying, especially the last song. The last song is called "Believe in You,"
Gotcha.
and it's really just it's a love letter to yourself to
Ooh.
inspire you. Yes. Listen,
Ooh.
Wavy. The Wavy's a special dude.
So talk a little bit about what you do on a national level for Fleet because you're that man and these people gotta know that too, P Money.
Well, on a national level, let's see. I am one of the moderators for Fleet. We do conference calls on Zoom every night of the week. Um, I've built some incredible relationships from these calls. And it's gotten to the point where I actually do calls outside of Fleet now with certain artists that want to build up content for themselves. They'll hit me up, yo, P, I want you to be my moderator for this, and we're going to record it so I can put it out. No problem. No problem. I got you. You know, as long as it makes sense, I'm good.
There you go.
And being a general manager, Fleet needed some structure. And me and my cohort, DJ Will from Florida, he's the other general manager. We've started putting into place a lot of things for Fleet to bring some structure to Fleet, and it's really been paying off. We have some new members coming in that I think is going to blow a lot of people's minds. People that you probably would never have thought would join a coalition like Fleet. And I talk to Classic almost every day. And as long as I get the okay from Classic and I've got nothing but the green light and he appreciates the work that me and Will are doing, so we just gonna keep plugging along.
There it is. I'm excited. Like within, I can't even remember how long I've been a part of Fleet, but this is the first year that I've been like this movement, this energy, this vibe. I feel it. Like something big is brewing, something good is happening, and we're all coming together and catching that wave. So shout out to you. We've had DJ Will on this podcast as well. So you guys check out the first episode and you get to learn a little bit more about the other general manager that's a part of this. But I personally want to give you your kudos. I work with you on the moderator side. And when I say you always have my back, you always have everything set up for our team. And you're always one of the individuals that's like, I got you. I'm willing to help. And you make this a true seamless process for people to come into this organization, grow, learn, and become the person that they want to be in this industry. So I personally had to make sure I let you know that. Here
Thank
are your flowers,
Thank
DJ.
you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
It's no problem. Now, you guys know it is just Miss Wells. You can follow me on Instagram, or if you are still doing this Facebook thing, follow me at Latoya Wells on Facebook too. DJ P Money, tell these people just one more time where they can follow you.
Absolutely. On IG, please don't hesitate to hit me up. Hit me up at DJP Money NYC on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's at DJP Money Fleet DJ. If you're an artist, you want to get on a Fleet DJ call, hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. We can make it happen. Put some steam on your movement. Maybe even get you heard by some people that you wouldn't expect to hear you.
Hey. Well, until episode 16, folks, we are out of here.
Peace.